a step, and right now he's taking it in grand fashion.
Yeah, he's the one that looks like the experienced boxer. Big cut over the left eye of Milton. Real big cut.
We don't know if that came from a clash of heads, but we didn't see any denotation of that by the referee.
It is above the left eye on the brow of the eye. Could be a big problem for Milton. Oh, there was a headbutt right there.
And they're banging heads a little bit, but certainly there have been enough legal punches landed by Hopkins that could open that cut. I'll tell you, mostly it's been Milton using his head, so if there was a clash of heads, he has no one to blame but himself.
He's been fighting completely out of control.
Gentlemen, you're not jabbing? You're not jabbing.
Eddie Aliano, the cut man in the corner.
Dennis, I need you jabbing, baby.
Look at that, please.
I need you jabbing, baby. You're not jabbing, Dennis. All right? I need you jabbing. Let the doctor look at it. Okay. It's above the eye. It's cool. It's above the eye. I still want him to look at it. It's above the eye. D, I need you jabbing, baby.
It may have been a clash of heads that opened that cut. Well, I'll bet that was it. And that would be a purely accidental clash of heads. I don't know if the referee... Yeah, there it is. Whether the referee denoted that, I don't know. And you see the blood. Now, the referee was over talking as we look at it again from another angle. Yeah, when he hit him, the blood started spurting. Now, the referee was over talking to the officials. He may have said it was a clash of heads.
All right?
Yeah, I didn't see what the referee was saying, but he was talking. And that cut is still bleeding. It's going to take a couple of rounds for Eddie Aliano. And I'm not sure Milton has that. You can see the numbers after the first 2 rounds.
Boy, strong edge for Hopkins.
Punch out of there. Punch out of there. Come on. Come on.
Going to the body, and of course that is something he does quite well.
Nice left hand again. You can see the strength of Hopkins. He sets down his punches so nicely.
He's a very compact puncher also. That would hurt Milton. Very hurt right now.
And a big right hand. And Milton tries to hold on again. Almost a full takedown.
He is holding on for dear life. There you see the blood. We're attempting to find out now whether the commission has ruled it a clash of heads if the referee ruled that, although that may be academic.
I was just going to say it could be a moot point. Hopkins
Is that the same as academic?
It's very similar.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure we're in sync here. Nice right by Dennis Milton. So he's still firing a little bit, but not being very effective.
How many times have we seen a fighter like Dennis Milton who loses a big fight as he did to Julian Jackson, all of a sudden just not go back to what brought him?
Absolutely. You know, he really was a pretty decent boxer before this. I think that loss just took so much out of him.
And then all of a sudden your macho starts to surface, and
you're put in there against a guy who's just about as tough. Bernard Hopkins is almost as tough as Julian Jackson. Maybe he is as good. Who knows? He would like to think so. Whatever the case, he's cut for the same mold. And certainly Julian Jackson's a terrific puncher.
It was ruled an accidental headbutt, incidentally.
Okay. And they would go to the cards after 3 rounds if that caused the bout to be stopped. Well, it's target practice now for Bernard Hopkins. Tremendous body work by Hopkins.
And he shows a good jab. He shows good power in the right hand. There was a good right hand. Into the 3rd round. This has been all Bernard Hopkins.
And I'm not sure he's capable of that trip.
Landed only 8 punches in the 3rd round to go with 3 in the 1st and 6 in the 2nd.
That will not get it done, will it? Especially not against Bernard Hopkins.
Hopkins just looking very, very good. 2 weeks in a row now on Top Rank Boxing, we have seen somebody who you really have to consider a bright prospect.
Last week, Cecilio Espino against Luigi Computero Espino. We had not seen him on Top Rank Boxing. Had fought most of his matches out west. Performed just brilliant. And Hopkins, even though we've seen him once before, this is even a better version of Bernard Hopkins.
It's interesting, too, you talk to fighters the morning of the fight, and you get a pretty good idea of where they're really coming from just by how the conversation goes. And you really get the idea talking to Bernard Hopkins. This is a consummate professional. This is a guy who wants to be champion and is willing to pay the price to be a champion.
He was very focused. He's a very articulate young man, and he knows exactly what he wants to do.
Talking about his training camp up at Split Rock in the Poconos, which ironically is not far from Deer Lake, where Muhammad Ali had his training camp.
And we know from what Steve Little did in that first match that they were serious up there training. He and Bowie Fisher trained both men. They worked hard up there getting ready for these matches. Dennis Milton could easily have a point taken away pretty soon for holding. But that too would probably be academic. They'll look at that cut. Now, it was ruled a clash of heads, so if they would stop this bout because of it, they should go to the scorecards, which would certainly favor Hopkins. Oh no, it's a point being taken.
Yes, he did take a point away. It's
like Dennis Milton needs another problem.
Yeah, he's got enough.
Let's see, he's been knocked down, he's got a bad cut, now he's got a point taken away.
You might forget about a decision win for Milton.
Good right hand. Only the Buffalo Bills can sympathize with him.
That cut is much worse.
Yeah, and the referee's got his hands full here. This is a match that is very tough to keep control of. Good body work by Hopkins. Are you impressed with the poise of Bernard Hopkins?
Yeah, I really am, and his patience.
No reason to get wild and do things that would lead him into... And he told us this place, I know Dennis Milton's not a big puncher, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stick my chin out and say, hit me and let's see if I can take it.
Milton, again, they're going to get this fight stopped. Milton is going to...
He might be disqualified pretty soon. That's what the referee's telling him. Dennis Milton looks just out of it right now.
Yeah, he really does. Into the fourth round of what has been an ugly fight, and it's no fault of Bernard Hopkins, who has done everything. And a fight that is well stopped. Dennis Milton was going to win this fight if they fought 50 rounds.
Bernard Hopkins looking to all four corners of the ring here in the Blue Horizons, a place he knows well, fans he knows well. And it was an excellent performance. Yes, Dennis Milton has slipped back considerably, but this young man, Bernard Hopkins, shows you why he is thought of as a prime candidate to fight for the middleweight championship.
Yeah, very impressive performance for him. And he jumped on him right now. His patience was very good. Let's get the official word from Michael Buffer. Michael?
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Hurley McCall stops this bout at the advice and the urging of Dennis Milton's corner. The official time, the end of the fourth round. The winner by TKO. His record now 16-1, 13 KOs from North Philadelphia. Bernard Executioner Hopkins.
Well, you heard him say he was 16-1. That one came in his